Good evening, everyone. I'm hoping everybody's doing well. J'espère que tout va bien. Laisse-moi juste voir si tout va bien sur le stream. Good evening, everyone. I'm hoping. Well, the audio's working. That's good. That's good, that's good, that's good, as Peanut would say. Let me get the right interface here. There we go. Yep, I got the chat. Great. So, lui, on peut fermer. Et puis, I'm going to post the link so that you can see the streaming. If I can find it, where is it? Not the key. I don't need the key. Streaming health is excellent. This will be actually, this is going to be the first stream that I do with my new installation on my laptop. Evidently, I've wiped my computer. There we go. Now I got it. So I'm going to just post this on our Facebook group for those who want to join in. Pour ceux qui veulent suivre le live stream, diffusion live, justement, sur YouTube. Make sure that it's going to set the right one. Yes, it will. For those of you, I'm sorry, I know I'm typing while I'm doing this. It's just that I can't get Zoom to use the same stream key every time I do it. So that I can set this all up in YouTube first, connect to it the way I used to do with OBS. OBS used to use the same stream key, so I just would set up the new episode every time in YouTube. But with Zoom, it doesn't have that facilité, ease of use. For those of you who want to follow along on my YouTube channel, here it is, the link, period. And for my Francophone friends, set this up. See. Evidently, now that I'm running the Windows 11 installation, there's a lot of sound, so I'm hoping it's not going to distract anybody from the because you might hear some of the background sounds that's being made by my laptop. And there we go. Fantastic post. So I'm just inviting everybody. Pour ceux qui veulent participer au Zoom, by all means, vous pouvez avec le... Je vais juste tasser ça un petit peu. Voilà. Also, I want to... so I've been going through a lot of my boxes of film slides, photos, and evidently I went back into my school books, seeing that I've been doing, many of you will have noticed that j'ai déjà posté une batch de 4x5 que j'ai développé la fin de semaine passée et j'ai travaillé cette semaine. They're not darkroom prints. Instead, they were I scanned them in using ViewScan. I converted them using the trial version of Negative Lab Pro, which I'm really starting to get a kick on. Je trouve que ça marche très bien pour les scans. Puis je suis en train de monter justement une vidéo sur les différentes façons de numériser. And then what I did was to put the borders. You'll notice I put, I guess, digital borders because for me personally, with the digital border means that the photo's been finished and ready to print, ready to share. So for that, I use Nick Collection. And as a matter of fact, I'm trying out the new Silver FX #7, which is really great. But I've been going back to the books with all of the learning curve going back to darkroom printing with my negatives. And I just wanted to read a little excerpt from Ansel Adams from the good old days when I was back in school, where he mentions, hold on, let me find it. I got to find it first. I should have marked it. But here, just to give you an example, just a little excerpt from Ansel Adams' The Camera, which is the Ansel Adams Photography Series, book #1. So he wrote three main books, one called The Camera, one called The Negative, and one called The Print. And in his introduction, as a matter of fact, the last paragraph, the next time you pick up a camera, think of it not as an inflexible and automatic robot, but as a flexible instrument which you must understand to properly use. An electronic and optical miracle creates nothing on its own. Whatever beauty and excitement it can represent exists in your mind and spirit to begin with. And the reason I came back to that is that's basically what I try to do when I'm teaching or coaching with my photography classes that I give for Collège Gosselin here on the South Shore. It's that, you know, it's not the camera that makes the image. It's the photographer behind the camera. Evidently, you have to learn your tool to the best of your capacity to be able to create really interesting and really beautiful images. Today is our last weekend of the month, which I reserve for the photo review of our photo group, a photography group called Photography with AJ, Photographie avec AJ. Those of you who are, and just so that, you know, I just want to reiterate, I want to thank all of the 138 members of the group, especially the active members who are posting all the time, even better than me. As I am more or less. I mean, I did start it in 2020, but I'm slowly getting back into posting and putting more time into finalizing my images that I've taken either in film or digitally. The last batch that I've sent, I had sent half a dozen 4x5s from my 4x5 camera because evidently I got a lot of catching up to do with the films. And the 4x5s I thought would have been the really nicest of the. Now I still have another, I'd say another 6 or 8 films to do, but I'm gonna do them because I've got some. What is this over here? I've got some, let me see this one. This one is T-Max 400. I've got 4 T-Max 400s here. I've got 2 or 3, which I'm going to probably finish up tomorrow so that I can develop some Tri-X. because when I was on the last photo walk with Bière et Camera Montréal with my friends there, I shot some Tri-X, which I'm eager to see how that turns out. Um, and then I've got a shitload of 35 millimeter and 120 also, especially with the new Horseman, which is a 6x9 rollback. I also finally found my rollback. Mine is not a 6x9, it's a 6x8. This is for the Nagaoka for the 4x5. But I'm eager to, well, mind you, it says 8, but I'm pretty sure this is a 6x9. Where's my ruler? Sorry, a 6x8, not a 6x9. Because when I look at it from here, yeah, it's a, yeah, it's a 6.8 film back rather than a 6.9. So I'm eager to see this one too. I haven't used that in a dog's age. Actually, maybe two dogs' age, come to think of it. Um, I hope everybody's been enjoying themselves this summer, shooting as much as you can, whether it's film or whether it's digital. We're going to go back to, we did our last photo review on May 27th or May 28th. So I'm going to go back to May 31st for the people who have ceux qui ont justement téléchargé leurs photos. We're going to start with, and Alt S. Well, let me get it going. Alt S. I want this one here. And oh wait, will it work? Let's try it. I'm curious. What's this? This is they've done a lot of big changes with Zoom. I want to see what is this going to do? Oh God, no, that's no good. And this, what is that going to do? No, I don't want to be in it. I want to be. Oh wow, is that what that's going to do? And then I've got. Let me see what that does. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. These are new functions. If I do this, I've got an inlay. Rather interesting. What's that going to do? Okay, this is going to be kind of weird. Although, let's do this one. Oh, and can I make it bigger? Yes, I can. Can I put it? Interesting, interesting. This is going to be weird. So I don't know if use, and you can let me know and tell me what you think. Although I never really liked these virtual backgrounds, but I'm eager to see what it's going to look like on the, so here we have an image from Milena, and I thank you very much, Milena, for your submission. It's a great shot. I love this was justement this was avec Bière et Camera Montréal, not the last one, the one before it. Well, evidently the one in May. C'était quand on était au voyons, c'était le Vieux Italie, Vieux Italie, Petite Italie, Little Italy, around the well, we were actually we walked around the Jean Talon Market, um, and we had a wonderful day there. I think at the time we were about 65 people, close to 70 people. Um, and here she's using a Kodak H35, H35, which is actually this Instamatic right here. Well, you can't see it because evidently that's why. See, this is why I don't like those virtual backgrounds. But this is the Kodak. Actually, I think I can, which is a half frame. So the actual image size, la grandeur de cette, if you look at it back here, you'll see that's how big you'll notice a 35 millimeter frame would be that whole from side to side here. But a half frame is just, so what it does, it advances the film only 4 sprockets rather than the 8 sprockets normally for the, hey, Luc Olivier, hey, AJ, hey, AJ, salut, Luco. J'essaie des nouveaux options avec Zoom. Mais je sais pas qu'est-ce que ça donne. Ben oui, I got an inlay with me there. I don't know if it's working properly or not. Mais tu peux me le dire après. Actually, this is the one that's got to come over here because that's the, yeah, I think that's the one. Si tu veux me rejoindre, tu peux me rejoindre aussi par le Zoom. Le lien, il est sur le site web. Ah, le site web, je veux dire, il est sur le groupe Facebook. Ton background, tout blanc. Yeah, I know it's weird. I'm using, hold on, Alt S. Oh wait, where is my mobile? The share. If I do this, then it's that. If I do that, c'est celui-là. Bring this back here. Non, ça c'est correct. Tu vois, sinon j'ai ce background-là. Je sais pas si ça donne quelques secondes. Malgré que, when I come to think of it, share again. Can always just go back with the original. So, all this to say that I get my toolbar back and participant. Et après ça. Fait que c'est ça exactement. Ben c'est ça avec les caméras exactement. Fait que non, je pensais que ça me donnait un meilleur résultat pour, pour que je puisse déplacer mon picture in picture, mais ça a l'air que je peux pas la contrôler comme que j'avais pensé. Anyways, just to go to say that, so this is an Instamatic camera, and Milena's using a Cinestill 400. Beautiful shot, and Cinestill 400 tends to be a little bit more like the, I would say probably the Superior from Fuji. Beautiful shot. The big difference here is all that light, because here Milena was shooting it from inside one of the canopies, and shooting towards the outside where there was all that bright sunlight. But other than that, it's a great shot. Excuse me. Let's go on to another one of Milena's. This was afterwards when we all collected at the The brasserie, the microbrasserie was called Melo, if I'm not mistaken, and it was about a block and a half, 2 blocks away from. It was a block behind, just east of le métro Jean Talon, sur Jean Talon. I think the street was Saint André, and we had a wonderful time there. Beautiful shot here. Evidently, there's not much cropping that we can do with this particular camera because it has a fixed lens, which gives us about, if I'm not mistaken, it gives an equivalent of about a 23 millimeter, which is a pretty good wide angle all-purpose lens. It's a beautiful shot here. Again, well lit, beautiful street photography shot here outside the cafe of Saint Henri in euh, the Jean Talon Market, dans la marché Jean Talon. I like the movement going on here in this corner over here. Beautiful shot. Oh, am I going backwards? Here we go. Oh, okay. Sorry, this was within her posts. Okay. So now I've got to go. Hold on now. I got to get out of here. Why is it not letting me out of here? Oh, I know why. Because I was in her post. So let's do this. Go back here. Go back to the media. Let's do it from, that was the last one here. We'll go to this one. Milena with this one here was a digital shot. I don't remember exactly which camera she was using for her digitals. But it's a beautiful shot. I mean, black and white is really my. I'd like to know though how she transferred it to black and white. Did you which software did you use? That would be interesting to know. Very, I love the contrast. It really nice shot. Maybe next time around, remove a little bit more of this foreground and capture a little bit more of the just above, being that it's a fixed lens. Here's one from Uncle Bob. This one here was his granddaughter staring into the fire here. Beautiful shot again. Here, reflections in the water. Beautiful, beautiful reflections in the water. I'm just wondering, was this by any chance, Zio, taken at the blue hour? Because I'm wondering, is this sky here the beginning of a starry sky? I don't know. But it's got that really nice kind of abstract because the building's all kind of wavy. Vraiment bien réussi. I love the colors, the exposures, fantastic. I love the way that you balance the reflections of this big building over here with this little movement of water back here. Niagara Falls or something like Niagara Falls. Beautiful, beautiful shot here of the boat or the ferry ferrying everybody through the falls. Beautiful shot. And it looks really nice in black and white. It works really well. Here's a slightly older photo from Zio. You've got some really nice foliage here. You've got the plants. Beautiful shot. I like the way that the plants bring us literally towards this massive trees over here. this was our April 28th. It was the International Worldwide Pinhole Day that we had gone together with RDP Argentique, and I had created a group. J'avais parti à une groupe de stenopy called Montreal Pinhole/stenopy Photography in Facebook, and at the same time created a Montreal pinhole group in the pinholeday.org. Today, by the way, was the last day that we were able to um, justement send our photos. So anybody who hasn't sent any photos yet, today was the deadline. I know that Milena, Manny, and Uncle Bob was supposed to send some. Art Pinhole, otherwise known as Fabrizio, was supposed to send some, or send one, I should say. So, guys, you have till midnight tonight, just so that you know. A beautiful shot here with his, I believe this was with his Nikon Z, either the Z6. Oh, no, this was with the ZF, if I'm not mistaken. This was also with the ZF, with his pinhole lens cap, body cap, I should say. Came out really nice. Here we have Luco, justement, prepping for his shot. He was, I believe he was with Fuji Film, but it's a beautiful portrait here of, not portrait, but street shot of Yuko setting up his tripod. And black and white, it's fantastic the way black and white works here. Another beautiful shot here just of the budding trees, the budding branches. And there's a nice capture of Yuko and I as we were heading towards the other end of the park, where I was carrying my 4x5 pinhole box camera that was built by Monsieur Gel, or Gel, from Sherbrooke, which I'm loving it. And those were actually 4 of the images I posted today on all the groups. Beautiful shot here with the actually, I'm wondering here. There's one squirrel, but I think there's more. Was 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 or 5 here. Beautiful shot again, see? Just the way the path is set here, that it fills the most of the foreground, l'avant-plan. This is another action shot of me arguing. I think I don't know what I was arguing with with the Fab there. We're always at each other. I love them. We were accompanied by obviously squirrels and pigeons. Beautiful shot here too. Street, this is, street nature type thing. But, there's a beautiful shot here. Guy walking his dog. I don't remember there being much rain that day, but I know it was gray. That's right here. I got there. I just noticed. Sorry, Luco put his he had a Fuji X-T5 with him avec oh, et puis il y avait un adaptateur Nikon F for the pinhole cap that I think he got from Uncle Bob, or maybe possibly from Fab. Beautiful shot. I love the way, see, you line the trees with us in the middle. No matter what, everything comes down to this area here as we're completely uh, covered by these trees on this path. Black and white is just outstanding when it comes to textures, shapes, forms, guiding lines. Ça marche tellement bien en noir et blanc. Évidemment, on perd la distraction de couleur, fait qu'il faut parler avec d'autres choses. So, dans ce temps-là, le noir et blanc, c'est souvent, ça va être très élémental. Euh, Ça va être très, tu sais, des lignes on va utiliser les lignes de composition, on va utiliser les contrastes du plus pâle au plus foncé. I love the way that the table also, the shape of the table breaks up a little bit, yet it breaks up, yet it also matches in with these trees and their rounded branches. Works very well on this image. We have a little cyclist here. Again, I mean, black and white. You know, I still haven't tried it yet because I got to fix one of my cameras. But the camera that I want to use, I want to shoot a couple of rolls of infrared. This almost looks, it gives that kind of feeling of justement infrared imagery. I can't wait to try it. As a matter of fact, the filter that I'm going to be using for the infrared photography, which I will end up posting on the group, um, has an adjustment of 6 stops. So technically, 6 stops means so 2, 4, 8, 16. Oh my God, 32, 64 times less light using that infrared filter. So I can't wait to see how I'm going to have to adjust the exposure and still be able to capture that image in the invisible light that we don't see. Actually, do I have it close by here? I do. Here it is. So the filter that I'll be using for infrared, and I don't know what much you're going to see through that. Well, you can see that's the reflection behind the camera, but really you can't see much. Yeah, that's the reflection, but that's how dark it is. It's really, really, really red. So j'ai hâte à voir qu'est-ce que ça va donner comme what it's just regular black and white film. But what we're doing is we're capturing the infrared rays that we don't see evidently. I'm going to be using to start Raleigh infrared. I wanted to try also the SFX, I think it is by Ilford, but I haven't tried it yet. So I'm going to compare the two. Exactly. C'est ça, Luco. It's yeah, and I was right about the body cap. It was Mr. Fab. And yeah, c'est ça exactement. C'est R72. The R72 specifically for infrared. So it blocks out all visible light except infrared. But evidently, and the focus also changes too on it. That's where all, sorry, on all manual lenses, there's a little red dot that shifts the focus because infrared is, if I'm not mistaken, infrared is closer. The focus point is closer than visible light. Here we have another street image from the park. Dog walker, beautiful, beautiful image here. Evidently, they're both walking in a direction towards this negative space here. Beautiful shot. Let's see. Again, I don't know if this is a treatment that it looks like it's an infrared or if it's just the way the camera shot it, but still beautiful, beautiful image. This, I believe, was a exhibition that Club Photo RDP did. I believe they were exhibiting in a park. Beautiful shot here. A split tone. There's our Mr. Fab again. This was shot by Mr. Mark. What was the other one? Was the other one Uncle Bob? No, the other one was Mark. I'm sorry. This was Mark. Mark was trying out his Photoshop techniques. Beautiful shot here of Mr. Fab. Fantastic there, Mark. Oh yes, I remember this shot here that he's asking us if is it a sculpture or a pigeon, and I think my analysis would say that it's a statue of a pigeon, because when you look at it a little bit closer, you can see that well, first of all, the bird also looks bigger than normal to begin with. And it would have been nice, Mark, if you could have told us where you saw this. Where you saw this huge, it looks like a huge pigeon to me. Bigger than real life. Milena here with another black and white film photo with her Minolta Maxim 7000, which actually was my first electronic camera in the late, early 80s. Yeah, it would have been probably 82, 83 when we switched from the XD11, which is that camera right behind me, to the I got it over. I should take it out and I should put it in my collection, but it's back there somewhere. Using Ilford FP4, 100, which is 100 rated at 125 ISO, 125 ISO. It's another beautiful shot here. And you notice how fine FP4 Plus is, grain wise. It's almost imperceivable. And I used to actually even shoot, and I'm sure Uncle Bob did too, but I used to shoot FP4 uh probably 2/3 of a stop lower, uh say about 80 ISO, just to get a little bit less grain and develop it at 80. And it worked really well when we pulled it. Now I've got some. J'ai hâte à essayer du. Actually, maybe I'll bring it with me tomorrow. If I have an extra camera with me, maybe I'll bring my. I've got some. Is it Potsdam? No, it's not Babylon from Lomography, which is a 13 ISO. I got to practice with the 13 with the lower ISOs, because as I'm doing more and more plate photography, I mean, you can't get much lower than that. It's usually about 2 ISO. Here's some more pictures of her cat. I like the way that she used the two chairs as her white elements compared to this darker opening here in the door, in the patio door, in the brick and the cat. I think they balance very well with this image, with this central image that we see here. Beautiful shot again, Milena. Beautiful shot of her garden, her tomato plants, using Kodak Gold, again with the Kodak H35. Don't forget, Milena, because it's a half frame camera, you can always shoot wider by just putting the camera in portrait mode, holding it vertically, rather than horizontally, and you'll get that frame, um, which would be parallel, and you could be able to get wider in the. And it's funny to say this, but I've been listening a lot, and I participated in the last episode of Camerosity, episode number 72. I was listening more than anything else, but they were talking about the release of the Pentax 17, which got released last week, and Pentax the first Pentax, their first 21st century um, electronic film camera, they decided to go with half frame, and I think the consensus of going with the half frame was a very smart move in the sense that um, to get people to shoot more film, um, Pentax wanted to build a camera that would cater to shooting more film, or shooting more with film, I should say. And the advantage with that is the fact that with a half frame, you get 72, you get twice as many images on a 36, on a roll of 36, and 48 on a roll of 24, which is great. Um, it plays very well to so basically you get twice as many photos for the same cost. Um, and I think it was a smart move in that, I'm pretty sure that most of I'm just going to my laptop here is telling me to please disconnect the power because I'm trying to extend the I just installed a new battery on it, and they don't like, apparently ion batteries don't like it when they're charged fully to 100%. So we're going to see if we can extend it this way rather than always charging it to 100%. Um, Mom loves the garden, evidently. So yeah, so half frame now, and I must iterate again, and I try to every time I meet somebody at the service counter, guys, those of you who are new to film photography, don't have your films destroyed. Your films are your only originals to your images. Just because the lab emails you the digital photos, go back and pick up your films. Your films are your. I can scan this as many times as I want in different resolutions for different sizes. Um, Evidently, I'm going to show you the photos that I scanned from these negs on that, and the lab won't do this for you. Okay, but my 4x5 files are anywhere between 475 and 580 megabytes. Okay. Um, I'm not saying that what the labs do is bad. What I'm saying, though, is that at a certain point, if you decide to do a larger format print, that first scan that they've provided you with will probably not be enough. Evidently, the Noritsus and the Fuji Frontiers, the scanning that they do is usually good, more than enough for a 12 by 18. But anything bigger, you need more resolution. It breaks my heart every time I see a young person come to the counter, and when the counter asks if they want to sign the paper to destroy the film after it's been scanned and emailed, it really breaks my heart, because there's so much more you can do with those negatives in the long run later on. Especially now that there's a few community dark rooms that are popping up everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but they are popping up. Um, and there are coaches out there who I have a buddy of mine here in St. Lambert who coaches people in developing darkroom prints from their negatives. Um, don't you know and evidently, labs, the reason that they have that paper to sign is because um in the past, people have not been responsible enough to come back to the lab and pick up their negatives. But the reason that we shoot a negative or a film, I should say, is so that we can use that film in different processes, other than just sharing them on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. As a matter of fact, something that I want to start up with, starting next month, July, at the next meetup with Biarre Camara Montréal, I'm going to be bringing 4 or 5 prints. Nothing big, probably 8x10s. The biggest will probably be 8x10s, so that I can share them with people, and we can start maybe a what's called, it's been going on in the States for the last couple of years now. It's called photo exchange, not sorry, print exchange, where you bring in 4 or 5 prints, you share them, and everybody who takes one home next time around brings one to share with the person they took the print home with. Um, so and it brings us back to actual physical prints, printing, whether they're magazines, whether they're books. I know that the magazine thing has gotten pretty popular too, which is great. And the photo book thing also. It kills me to see uh, somebody forfeit their original negatives. Again, 35mm negative. Here we go, right there. Okay. Um, I can, and evidently I'm going to be using all of these in my own dark room. So for me, that's going to be even better. But you know, I know I've gone on long enough there, but still, it really kills me to have people. This is absolutely a fantastic street shot of Milena's mom ordering and being served by the pizza truck here. Uh, I don't know if this was in Little Italy or if this was in RDP. Here she was again using her Kodak H35 with a Kodak Gold. Um, I love the colors. The colors really came out nice on this shot. Um, Beautiful shot. Congratulations, my dear. And those were the images for the month of June. Now let's go back here to what I submitted earlier this weekend, which is, let's go back to community discussions, because I originally sent them through from the other. There's one, there's two, and this is three. So to go back to, here we go. So to go back to the, oh, you know, evidently I did the lawn today and I'm a little tuckered out. The International Worldwide, it's right there in the description. International Worldwide Pinhole Day, which was April 28th of this year, using my pinhole camera from Monsieur Gel, or Gelé. I'm sorry. Désolé pour la prononciation. Which is an equivalent of 135mm f287. This particular shot here was shot at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. This is the main building in the back of the park closest to, well, on Calix-la-Vallée and Rachel. And I believe this was, well, I mean, it's the bathrooms are in here, but I believe this was the main house for le zoo. Voyons, le zoo de Parc La Fontaine, which was, c'était pas le, oh my God, what was it called? It was called something Wonderland or Enchanted Forests, I believe. Next, we have, this was a stone garage. And this one here, I had also exposed it at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. This and I was also in just so that you know, I shot this on Ilford direct positive paper, which is extremely different than shooting negative. As you'll notice, I've got a shot in here, which should be this shot here. So compared to the first image you saw, which was shot at 3 minutes and 20 seconds, um, I doubled the exposure, and this was shot at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. And you'll notice that I have a lot more detail in the highlights, which is the building itself, compared to, whoops, I had it right there. So this was the 3 minute and 20 seconds. And you'll notice how the building is dark because everything is reversed on here, right? So when you look at this one, the darker areas, now understand also that I didn't flash the paper. Flashing the paper means that you pre-expose it for a few seconds to a minute. Sorry. Yeah, no, it would be for a few seconds. I still have to pre-flash mine to see what it would be for this particular paper, but and the paper itself is I based it on a 2 ISO because they say the paper is between 1 and 3 ISO. Mais tu vois ici que c'est très différent comparé à ce qu'on est habitué à faire avec du négatif. Puis evidently, were these the only three? I thought there was another. No, that's right. The statue never came out because evidently when I pulled the dark, instead of pulling the dark frame up, I pulled the dark frame slightly back and I inadvertently exposed the paper, which just blew it out completely. J'ai hâte de voir en personne. Well, as a matter of fact, Luco, the Pentax 17, up until Friday this week, we have one on display in the on our counter au 10-30 if you're interested. So this was the pinhole day direct positive paper that I had shot there. I also shot this one here goes back to last year. Was the first justement, this was one of two shots I still haven't developed because the second shot I believe is in the T-Max over there. And this was the my first photo walk with Bière et Camera Montréal in September of 2023. And I love the reflection in the windows of the Lotto Quebec building on Sherbrooke Street. And this, I was using a Kodak, voyons, vendredi le 5 juillet. Non, non, ben, on l'a reçu, je pense, c'était au début de cette semaine. Je pense qu'on l'avait reçu le lundi ou peut-être le vendredi de la semaine d'avant. Mais on l'avait encore vendredi qui vient de passer dans le display. And it really is a nice camera. I didn't get a chance to play with it yet myself. But it really is a really nice camera. In your hand, it feels really nice. Something beeped. I don't know what it was, and I didn't get the message, but that's okay. In the meantime, this. Okay. Yeah, so here I was shooting with my 127 millimeter f4.7. I shot this image at f11 at a 100th of a second on HP5 plus 400 ISO. I used Blazonol with a ratio of 1:50, which was an 11-minute development at 20 degrees Celsius. It came out really nice. And you can see, and the original image, the raw scan of this 4x5 came out to 570 odd megabytes. The resolution came out somewhere between 11,000 and I think 18,000 pixels. The detail in it is really nice. When you know, I did use par contre, I straightened because I screwed up on the movements of the lens plate. But I did use Nik Collection. It was scanned in with View Scan. I should have put it in here. Scanned in with ViewScan, converted with Negative Lab Pro, and then I just included the this border here using this one. I believe I used Nick Collection, sorry, Silver FX 7. But I mean, the detail in it is really, really nice. I can't wait to actually develop this one in the darkroom to be able to make I'm gonna print. I'm gonna print an 8x10 print and an 8x10 digital print. And my last submission here, this we can minimize that. The last submission here we have is, here we go. The photo walk I did with RDP Argentique in, that was in, no, sorry, it wasn't. I gotta make a, see here. I made an error here. This should be 2022, not 2024. 2022 save. I think I might have to do the same for the others. But this was Le Coin. Now, as a matter of fact, j'ai passé samedi, pas cet samedi-là, le samedi d'avant, j'ai fait un sortie de photo de rue. Puis that whole, all of St. Paul's is being renovated, and they took the statue away while they're redoing the whole street. This one here, I used my, as a matter of fact, if you look on the, hold on. If you look on the, I'm going to duplicate this for 2 seconds. When you look at, come on, come on, come on. No, I'm going to go get it this way. I believe it was on my, where's my groups? Groups. It should be, where is it? There was one group that I used. Was it? No, not that one. Oh, wait. Go back. Not the Montreal pinhole. There's one where there's a lady looking through my 4x5. I just gotta find it. Hold on. Groups. Could have sworn I thought it was large format. Where's large format here? Montreal large format. No, it's not in there either. Where did I put it? But there's a photo of a lady. Unless, you know what? It might be in the gallery here. Where's the media? Yes, this one here. This is the shot of me and this lady here. I believe she's from Toronto. Was visiting, and she was with her husband, and they were kind of sitting on one of the windowsills behind me while I was, and Mark, who was in the shot there with Serge, flagged me down and said that there was people watching me doing this. So I invited her to come and see what it looked like in the camera. And evidently, the product of that was this image right here. And this was using a 210 millimeter Sinar S Schneider lens, which is an equivalent of about a 60 millimeter when you talk about 35 millimeter. I was shooting it again with HP5 Plus at 400 ISO f8 at 1/25th of a second, and everything. I will tell you right now, for the last couple of years, everything I develop black and white is in Blazenal, using the 150, 1:50 ratio mix. So yeah, see in here I did the same thing. I got to edit this again. and make this 2022. There we go. Finish editing. Let's go to the next one. Where is it? This here, same thing. I got to make that change. This should be 2022 because it was a photo walk we did in 2022. This one here was on was a staircase on Saint Gabriel puis Saint Paul in Montreal. Oh, you see that? This one here shouldn't be. It's not Place d'Armes. I was a little bit too fast in. There we go. Now we can finish that. Again, this was also with the 210. Simar. Sorry, it's a Simar S 210 f 5.6. It's a Schneider lens. I should put in Schneider here too. F16 at 1/50th of a second. Evidently everything on a tripod. And this one again, so this one over here was the steakhouse, the Vieux Port on Saint Paul. The entrance to the reception hall. I shot this one again at f16 at 1/10 of a second. Using again the Kodak Ektar 127 f4.7 lens, which is it's an old lens. It's probably a lens from the I'd say the 30s or the 40s. I got to catalog more my but again, this one was so I used Ilford HP5 Plus 400 ISO. And then I scanned it with ViewScan on my flatbed, then converted it using Negative Lab Pro. And I'm enjoying the results with the Negative Lab Pro compared to the automatic settings from Epson using ViewScan. I think my black and whites are coming out much better. I haven't really gotten a chance to really dive deep into Negative Lab Pro, but evidently I'm gonna get more accustomed to it since I've been trying to make a workshop in black and white photography. This was another shot that I did again on the same day. We ended up at Place d'Armes in front of the Bank of Montreal. Mind you, I thought I had used, let me check something because I thought I had used a 90mm Schneider. Give me a sec here. Let me check something in my notes. Come on. This would be, yeah, not now. Where is it? It would be on May 22nd. That's right. And no, that's not the one. Oh, wait. This one that's the reception hall. So it's got to be this one here. And I think, yes, that's right. It was a Schneider Agulon 90mm f6.8. Control C. Edit. This one here should be a Control V. There we go. Finish editing. As a matter of fact, C. Finish. There you go. So now it's up to date. And again, I screwed up with the movement on the lens plane because if you'll notice, this should be as sharp as the rest of this is here. I wasn't paying attention, I guess, when I made the movements to make the lens correct for because with a view camera, as Ansel Adams, you focus on the foreground and you tilt for the background to get everything sharp. And here I shot it at f16 at 1/250th of a second. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go and check back on my. I'm gonna have to make the same actually later on. Where's my where is my notes? So this is another episode of photo reviews with photography with avec AJ. I want to thank everybody who has submitted images. Keep submitting. I'm still looking for evidently, if you have any questions, by all means, please. You can use what did I do here? It's an angulon. Angulon 90 millimeter. Delete. This is a 90 at f6.8. 6.8. There you go. Perfect. Finished. What am I saying? No, this was oh damn it. I was right the first time. It was hold on. This one is the 210, not the well, I screwed it up again, damn it. Give me a second here. Ah. Really? Now you don't want to go in? Shit. Yeah. Where is it? There we go. I need this. Control C. This here should be SCHE. No. NEIDER. Schneider. There we go. Perfect. Then just do this. Control C. Go back here. Go back here. Control. Better. All right. So I just want to thank everybody for participating. Si vous avez des questions, if you have questions, please send them to photoquestions at andrew-james.ca. Let me get out of here for a second. And where is it? This way I can, there we go. No, don't want this. I want this. Stop sharing. There we go. So I just want to thank everybody. Luco, merci pour m'avoir accompagné comme dans la chat quand même. Mais je veux remercier tout le monde pour ceux qui ont partagé des photos. I've got much more to send. I'm going to be sending them most likely in the next couple of weeks. I got a lot that's still more to develop. So stay tuned. And we'll see you all soon. I've got another development session coming up for those of you who are interested. I'm going to see again how it works out with the YouTube app on my iPhone. Although I might set it up with the computer and everything and do it directly through OBS. Unless, the beautiful thing about Instagram is that you can have multiple people participate using the live stream on Instagram. It's just that I can't stream it to YouTube. I can't share it to YouTube. But I'm able to at least keep it in the reels so that you can check out the reels. So we've got more work to do on that. And in the meantime, I wish everybody a wonderful week. week. It's a long weekend this weekend, so happy Canada's Day to everybody. Puis on va se voir bientôt. So thank you everybody. Take care.